Right, guys. So we're live. Just wait till we get a few people in the room.
Yeah. I've already shared the because it counts down now, doesn't it?
What's that? We're actually live now.
Yeah, but it counts down. What I mean is, I'm going to share it now because I've already shared it, so it's counting down. So that's great.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'll just
Okay, we got someone who's just joined us.
That's really annoying now.
Got the first few people in here. All right, welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Nice you to join us. We're just going to hold tight for a few seconds and let a few more people join us. Don't forget usual thing. Click the link in the post just so when you comment, your name will appear on the screen. And yeah, when you join us, don't forget to give us a little hello. Let us know you're there. All right, cool. We got the first few people joining. Who've we got? Yo, Lloyd, how's it going? Absolute legend. He joins us every single time, right from the start.
Yeah. I think Poston messaged. He said this is going to be the first one that he can't make.
Ah, no way.
I did.
All right, Emma, how's it going?
I think
hey guys.
Yeah, Emma was with us on the last one, if I remember rightly. Wasn't that right, Emma? I'm sure you were there on the last one with DJC. Who else we got?
Rusty, how's it going, mate?
Yeah, Rusty, we're all good, thanks.
See, these guys are pros. Look, they got their name all up in lights there. They've done it before.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. So there's enough of us here now, anyway. So yeah, welcome, guys. If you welcome our guest, Jack.
Hello, how's it going, guys?
Amazing to have Jack on the, amazing to have Jack on the show. And he's the guest of our 12th, our 1 year anniversary episode, which is pretty amazing. So I can't believe we've actually made it to a year. It's flown by.
Yeah, congrats on that. It's hard work putting the shows together, isn't it? So it's an achievement.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how Kutsky does one a week. I think
that a lot as well.
Yeah. Every time when we're putting our show together, we're always like, how the hell does Kutsky? And he very often he does more than what he'll do one a week of his keeping the rave alive podcast, but then he does all these little spin-offs like his breakfast show and he does all these other sort of live streams, and it's like flipping heck, he's an absolute workhorse in that area.
Yeah.
I was. Cool. So I thought I remembered you on the DGC one. Bridgie B, yo, how's it going? Yes, Rust. All right, cool. So let us know your questions for Jack, and we can start off with a couple of questions ourselves. But yeah, make sure as well you Dale, have we posted the link for the latest podcast in the comments yet, or is that
not in the comments? No, shall I do that now?
Yeah, do that now. So if you haven't checked out the latest podcast
as well, guys.
We've actually got it on the bottom of the screen. If you haven't checked the latest episode, make sure you get on that. Not now, obviously. I'll put
the link in now.
Yeah, cool. All right, guys. So pleasure to have you on the show, Jack. Really, really great. I love the interview. Really love the interview on the podcast. The mix as well. Mix is blazing. In fact, if I remember rightly, we had to take a couple of tunes out of our mix because it was just stuff that you played. So
it was.
So do you want to tell us about your choice of tunes for the mix, anything like that?
Yeah, so I mean, to be honest, I think it's the first mix I can recall doing where every track has either been an original, a remix, or an edit of my own. When I put together a mix, it's more or less like more of a kind of DJ set, and I don't mind throwing in, all sorts. But I haven't DJ'd all year really, and I've got so much music. I actually kind of had enough stuff that people haven't heard to put together a mix of my own stuff.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really cool.
So, and I've been working kind of across tempo really all year. So I just kind of went up through the gears really. Started at 150 and then up, finished at kind of 170 on the more like traditional kind of UK hardcore stuff, which I do. And yeah, there's a few exclusive in there. Some of it's come out this year, and the rest of it's kind of just edits and bits that I've sort of thrown together really.
Brilliant. I mean, that's still really cool for you to be able to put all your own stuff into one mix. That's really
just gonna say that it's like a producer's dream, isn't it? Really, to get so far with you can do a whole mix with just your stuff. That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm not really too precious when I go out and DJ or put together a guest mix. I'm not really that bothered if I do usually put in all my own stuff. I quite like featuring all sorts really. But yeah, with this one, I was sort of going through the stuff. I was like, well, no one's heard this, no one's heard that. That's just come out. That's because I was like, I'm pretty much just going to have my own stuff here. So yeah, I was pleased to do that actually.
Yeah, I think with what's happened this year, it just makes perfect sense, because like in a normal situation where you're playing in clubs every weekend, maybe you do a mix and you're like, well, everyone's been listening to these tunes all year, so I'm going to showcase a bit of this and a bit of that. But when people haven't had the opportunity to hear you for 6 months and you've been working on all this stuff, it just makes perfect sense to just go, well, do you know what? I'm just going to show them what I've been up to. So, and I think as well for a podcast, it's a little bit different. When we've done radio shows and podcasts in the past, I think I've come from it from a similar angle. It's like, as long as I've got enough new stuff that I've been working on, that'll take priority over everything else.
Yeah, definitely.
But okay, cool. All right, Aaron, how's it going?
Curtis.
I didn't have the link. Yes, yeah, we can see your name, mate. We can see your name, definitely. So glad, Jack, you worked at Barnick. New European sound is amazing for those guys. Yeah, well, so so at the moment, your music is, you're one of the hardcore guys who's really crossed over and, taking influences from sort of hardstyle and other genres. So, how has that affected your kind of fan base? As you've kind of adapted and changed, have they just followed and been cool, or has anyone said, hang on, what are you doing? We want you to just be, hardcore, or
play 170 or I'll kick your head in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of both, to be honest with you. I posted I go on Reddit quite a bit on the Happy Hardcore, Happy Hardcore. I posted my new release in there, and I just got a bit of shit from some people on there that, about it kind of sounding the same as all the others, or new hardcore's not what it used to be. I see it all before, and I felt personally like I'd kind of done a lot at 170. And so as I said in your interview, some stuff I was sort of running out of ideas, or I couldn't get stuff to I wasn't finishing stuff, and it was getting a bit frustrating. And one or two bits I just slowed down slightly, and it just felt like stuff was kind of falling together a little bit for me, especially like the psytrancey stuff. Those rolling bass lines just they sound a little bit tighter when you just knock 10 BPM off. They just you get more of a groove out of it. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was surprised at how many people kind of actually have accepted some of the stuff I do. But then I do still put out the stuff on 170 I put out this year was all 170 BPM melodic vocal kind of traditional style stuff. Some people just don't like the new sound, full stop. They never have. They're probably never really going to take to what I do anyway, whether I was doing it at 170 or 160 or whatever. But then at the same time, I feel like a lot more newer people have kind of come into what I'm doing now. So I guess it's a kind of a trade-off, really. And I guess that's the same for anyone that moves genres, changes directions. It's always hard to know how good, how well it's going to work or not, whether you're going to completely bomb and lose all your fans and not gain any new followers and stuff like that. So at the moment, I'm still kind of going through the transition, but it's gone probably better than I expected, to be honest with you. I think like when people who don't like it, if they don't like 160, they don't want you to play your set at 160 or whatever at hardcore rave, and I understand that. So like but for me, producing and DJing are two different things. I'm not going to rock up to a club and just bang a load of slower tunes out for the sake of it. You know, if people want to hear faster music, then that's what I'm there to do.
Yeah, I think you made a good point on the podcast, you know, saying that, you know, you will adapt, and you know, you won't just go into a club and play. You know, you'll think about the audience you're playing to, which, you know, is exactly the right thing to do. You know, some places you can experiment a bit more, and other places you can't. And you know, I'm sure you know that from trying. But yeah, it's definitely been interesting, and I really love it. I personally, for myself, since our two worlds have kind of collided, I just think it's just the best position to be in. You know, I've been playing. I was bootlegging hardcore tracks years ago to play in my sets because I've always loved the hardcore sound. And then it kind of got to a point, and I remember there was a hardcore track. Do you know what I think it was? I think the first track it was actually Max Wolf.
It was, yeah.
It was, wasn't it?
It was a Max Wolf.
So I basically heard this track that Max Wolf had out, and I messaged him saying, dude, you've got to send it to me. I want to bootleg it. It's amazing. And I spent a whole day trying to bootleg. And normally, you know, like a bootleg or an edit just takes you know, an hour or two. And I was on it for ages, and everything I did to it, nothing for me kind of did it justice. And I was like, I just sound like I'm just ruining something that's so good. And then all of a sudden I looked at the time and thought, shit, I flight to Scotland. I got to go. And I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to stick it on my USB anyway. I might just play it as it is. And so it was on my mind the whole time going to Scotland. And I got there and I said to Dale, I was like, I got this track, and I know I always bootleg my hardcore stuff, but I think it'll go off, you know. And he said, look, if the crowd's going off, just drop it. And I did. And ever since then, I haven't bootlegged or edited a single hardcore track. I just play them as they are. Yeah. And the mad thing is, there's like, you look at the crowd and there's no change in anything. Like, they just carry on as if I was just playing one genre. It's mad. So for me, I love it. I love the way the sounds have come together. And I even though the sounds have kind of come together and crossed over, I also love the fact that they're still kind of separate in their own way as well. Yeah. So they've been able to cross over, but they've still kept their own identity. And I think that's the best thing that can happen, because you've still got the two crowds. You've still got your hardcore crowd, your hardstyle crowd, but you've just also got the people who appreciate both in the middle. And I just think that's perfect. Yeah,
that's it. And I think as well, like, you know, the UK scenes for hard dance music aren't massive. You know, it's not like going to Holland or anything like that. So I can only see it being a good thing there. Everyone, you know, there being a bit more kind of unity between them all. And it's just exciting to see collabs and stuff kind of that you wouldn't have seen probably 4 or 5 years ago. Even though, like, you know, like you guys have played at the HDUK back in the day, so there's always been a good kind of back and forth between it all. But now it just, I don't know, it just feels like I'm excited, really excited. And probably like 2016, 17, like 3-4 years ago, I didn't have as much excitement as I do now as a producer. I feel just a lot more, I just feel a lot more excited about everything that's going on. You know, there's definitely a lot of new people kind of cottoning onto it as well, getting into the kind of just hard dance, you know, whether it's hard style, hardcore, like the new hard trance stuff. It just seems to be that people are kind of getting into hard dance music again over here, which you know, I guess there's credit to guys like Ben Nicky, Darren Styles, who are kind of like the kind of UK headliners, I guess, the two that kind of stick out in my head straight away. And then you've got the, you know, everybody else kind of pushing it around the world. I think it's a really exciting time.
I agree
with a set. If you've got, I think it makes the tunes stand out more if you're playing hardstyle and you go into hardcore, and you do it the other way around as well. I think because it's just not hardstyle into hardstyle into hardstyle, or hardcore into hardcore into hardcore. I think the tunes really, really stand out and complement each other.
I agree. That switch over, that change of baseline, change of BPM, it makes it more exciting. And it also, I think, you know, this is one of the reasons for, like, you know, Ben Nicky's success. Like, as you mentioned, you're kind of there and you sort of know to expect something amazing, but you also don't know what to expect. And then when you get that change of tempo or change of baseline, that's like super exciting. And I think the funny thing is, you know, because it's only the last year to maybe 18 months, this has really been a thing where people are play a set and mix genres. But like, you know, I've always noticed for you know, as long as I can remember, that, you know, if you play a UK hardcore track and the UK hardcore track has got like a little drum and bass breakdown in it, or you play a hardstyle track and it drops to like an electro house breakdown, you know, and that's part of the track, but still it always gets the hands in the air, it gets that extra level of excitement. So you know, when you introduce something a little bit different to a crowd, it's always got that element of surprise and excitement. So I guess in a way, you know, when Ben Nicky started going, well, do you know what, I'm just going to drop anything, it's not really surprising that that's worked.
Yeah.
And it's just great that everyone has kind of gone, well, do you know what, yeah, let's pinch that idea and let's all do it, because it's awesome. So yeah, definitely things more exciting this year.
Yeah, and it'd be, you know, when obviously this year's not been great for like club events, but it'd be just interesting to see kind of how things move over the next like year to 18 months when things open back up again, you know, the lineups and just see kind of what you know, events pop up and things like that. I'm just really excited by the whole thing, really.
Yeah, definitely. I think the like the crossover is something that's like really, you know, as well as from a musical point of view where you can appreciate it musically, I think it will, and unfortunately, like you said, this year has kind of spoiled the potential, but I think it'll have an impact with like the events and stuff when things, you know, do hopefully get back to normal, is because, you know, I think because we've got maybe smaller audiences than say you would have, say, in Holland, you know, so we've done the right thing by trying to combine all our strengths in the country for all the harder genres. Yeah. And going like, right, let's bring all these strengths together, and, you know, let's try and get your crowd and our crowd to, let's all join together, and, you know, hopefully we can grow the events, get bigger audiences, and just that. Yeah, I mean, for me, if you get an event that's like a one style in one room, one style in another room, or even mixing styles in one room, that's got more appeal to me than just one genre, one room, you know. It's
yeah, I mean, one of the standout ones was Extreme in London last year, which you were also on, and that just had all sorts. Had, you know, Andy Whitby doing bounce, had you doing hardstyle Kutski, myself and Hicksy, Darren Styles kind of doing the crossover, but me and Hicksy kind of doing more like, you know, the hardcore stuff. And yeah, just that event was just like brilliant, like it's so good. And, you know, obviously RIP to Dave, sadly passed away, he ran that event. He was a great guy, but, you know, what a party he put on for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you know, that was, you know, that was a big part of our success with Bionic, and also with like HDUK with our arenas. You know, the one thing we've always done is made sure there's every set is we know is going to be a different style, you know. So I mean, we could just chuck 10 reverse bass sets on and it would probably be cool, but, you know, with this reverse bass, there's the more euphoric stuff, we're covering the harder stuff, the raw stuff, and, you know, even going back to the days of Bionic, when you had sort of, you know, hard house, hard trance, and even techno, and we, you know, it was really intentional. We made sure we were covering every bass with every style, you know, especially in the main room, which I think is really important. So, you know, you're pulling like 10 different crowds instead of just one crowd, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I do feel like, you know, over the last you know, well, since like the early rave days, when it was literally just a rave, and you had a rave and it just didn't matter what, it was just everything under one roof. And I think since then the whole kind of scene has broken down into like hard house, hard dance, UK hardcore, drum and bass, and it's all kind of split up. But it hasn't just split up once. Every like genre has split into like, and like every time it does that, the crowd gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So you end up with these little pockets of like 300 people there, 300 people there, instead of like, you know, 10,000 people all in one place. And I'm really like, I'm loving the fact that it's starting to go in the opposite direction now, and we does seem to be going sort of back to that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Hellfire was a good example of that.
Yeah,
you know.
I was going to mention it, but I couldn't remember the name of the event, so I didn't. But yeah, that was another one that looked really good. I didn't go, but I mean, geez, that looked awesome. And I mean, Creamfields as well. You know, their lineups for quite a few years now have been quite diverse, haven't they, for like hard dance as well? So yeah,
definitely. All right, so we got our first bit of abuse of the for tonight. I think people. But the sound of it, Aaron is taking over Mark Poston's job.
I reckon Aaron hasn't come up with that question. I reckon Poston's messaged him a load of questions for him to ask on his behalf, I reckon.
Yeah,
tell me if that's right, Aaron.
Yeah, let us know if that's right. That sounds about right to me, definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. So, all right, I know we touched on this with in the podcast interview, but for anyone who hasn't maybe seen it yet, what tell us about sort of Contrast Radio, how that came about.
So I used to do a podcast called the Revolution Podcast for like 5-6 years. I did that for, and I had a pretty good listener base as well. But around the time I sort of started doing some different music myself, so I delving into the more crossover stuff, I felt that show was just didn't really represent kind of what I was doing anymore. And also used to run a brand called Revolution, which kind of I'd stopped promoting events, so it was kind of just didn't really have any purpose anymore. So I decided to I was going to rebrand it, and I thought, no, I need to just start over here and just do something new. So I've got nowhere near the listeners I used to have, because I think that was one thing where I noticed the crossover thing probably didn't help me, because a lot of the purist, UK happy hardcore fans just don't or haven't really moved over to my new one yet. But I still get enough numbers to merit doing it, and I love doing it as well. But yeah, it's the same ethos really. Like I've always got sent loads of cool stuff from smaller producers, and there's just generally like loads of good music about. And I just wanted to kind of give it a platform, really. When something comes out, everybody will share the big releases, but there's often tons of smaller releases which kind of just go under the radar, and they don't really get the kind of traction that they maybe deserve. So yeah, it was just a platform around that, really. It's good I love getting sent stuff, and there's nothing better than opening my inbox and getting a promo from somebody I've never heard of, from like some random country, and it's awesome. And I don't even know how the hell they've come across it. Do you know what I mean? But it's good that they're sending me their music anyway. So yeah, and also I decided to do with Revolution, it was kind of like I did it bi-monthly. I decided with Contrast I want to do something monthly, a bit more consistent. And the only reason I did the Revolution one less frequently was because there wasn't that much hardcore getting released, and I was really struggling to find like an hour's worth of really good music that I loved every single month. Whereas with hard dance, I sort of chuck in anything. There's always tons and tons of good music out, as well as stuff I get sent. So yeah, that was the kind of ethos behind it, really. And then occasionally I'll chuck in a guest mix or something like that. And generally it's just me putting bits together that I found, got sent, and that I like, just to kind of give them a platform, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of the conversations me and Ian have had so many times. The thought process of Contrast there is so similar to what we do. We deliberately don't have the podcast full of all the big names, because there's so much amazing music out there. I'm going through all the new releases, and it's probably stuff that's not even getting in the top 100 maybe, but
yeah,
level of production is just incredible. And these big guns, they don't need to go on to podcasts to promote their music. These smaller guys, who are, in my opinion, just as good as these guys, it's just like you said, it's giving them that platform, and giving them, just getting their music out there, because it's the quality of it is just awesome.
Definitely.
That 100%. Like when we go through tunes, and like the one thing that always baffles me is, like, now and again I'll go and check out like the track lists for like Brennan Hart Show, Prime Shock, and all the big sort of big podcasts, and I'm like, it's like so predictable. You could just it's just the same names all the time. It's like they're all looking after each other. They're not looking out for fresh music. I think if you don't like look after the new talent, people just kind of lose focus, they lose interest, and then they'll disappear. And you could lose a talent to another scene because someone goes, you know what, nothing's happening here for me. I'm going to go and try something different. But like, we'll get like, we'll get a folder with, say, 50 tracks maybe, and we got to whittle it down to like 20. So what we'll do, like Dale said, we'll limit ourselves. We'll say, right, we'll only put 3 tracks from like big, well-known names, and then the rest we're just gonna, look for really cool tracks where the people will, like, they'll maybe not need or appreciate the support, more than, like, for example, if we chuck, an Atmospheres track on the podcast, he probably doesn't really care. He's probably on some podcasts, he probably doesn't need the support. Whereas, you stick a tune on from, say, some hardstyle producer from France who's been like busting his ass for like 2 years trying to get to this level of production, and you stick him on there, and then next thing you're getting messages, guys, thanks so much for supporting me. Like, it means so much. And that's really cool that, people like us can give, these guys a platform.
Yeah, I remember in 2016 when Kutski featured one of my tracks for the first time, and I was buzzing, like, made my week. I was just like, Kutski supported my tune. So yeah, and it does motivate you, because I was like, want to get someone else on there now. So it does do that with if you're supporting people as well.
Yeah, a few of the messages I've had from the artist back is just thanking so much for the support, and one of them mentioned from this episode actually that it's spurred him on to do even more, and work even harder. So it's great to be able to do that for people, fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We lost Callie.
Ian's having a stroke, is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to sneeze. And I can't even work the system from here either, which is a bit of a shame. Let's what was I going to mention? I was going to mention Hard Island last year, talking about the genres being
awesome.
Obviously merging together. When I saw you and Max out there, I couldn't believe it. I was like, because in my mind, you guys are hardcore heads, and I was like, why and how were they over in Hard Island? So was that your first time over there, or had you been before?
Yeah, it was. I'm quite friendly with Summer J, Steph from Australia, and she was coming over to Europe, and we kind of tied it in with that. My wife knows her as well, so we made it a holiday. We did a bit of Croatia beforehand, which was like one of the nicest countries I've been to in Europe, actually. Like, it was awesome. But yeah, we decided to do Hard Island as well, because I just wanted to check it out, really do something a bit different. I've done the hate studies, and I've never done anything like other than kind of like the hardcore stuff or drum and bass, really. So I wanted to do that, and it was amazing. To be honest, it made me, after that, I was like, I've got to up my game here. Like, hearing those hardstyle tracks, like, just in that context, like the pool parties and the evenings, just hearing all the different drops and the level of production and just everything. I remember saying to Andre, Max Wolf, I remember saying, mate, like, I've got to sort my shit out here. Like, these tunes are good. Like, these are really good. And I just felt like I just needed a slightly different approach after that. It really opened my mind to kind of just the diversity, I guess, like within hardstyle. Like, it's not that UK hardcore doesn't have the diversity. It has got a lot of diversity, a lot of different sounds, but there was just something around that. It's mostly around the different kick drums and that style. I would really like that, 'cause one of the things with hardcore is it's like the kicks. I think like in the last 10 years has like been like 4 good kick drums. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone just uses the same kicks. So well, after going Hard Island, just hearing like, some of these tracks have been like 4 or 5 different kicks in one tune. I just like, I've got to like, learn some sound design here and start like getting into that and just upping my game a little bit. But yeah, it's a great holiday. I thought Hard Island was just awesome, to be honest.
I mean, the concept is brilliant. Like you said, it's a holiday because you've got the beach side of things. The food there and the restaurants there are lovely. And then you've got the party side of it as well. Then, and what got me, as well as the music, there was, like you said, there's so many different variances of, like, hardstyle. Once upon a time was just reverse bass and Dutch, and that's pretty much how it was for a long time. And now I think there's so many different variances with it. It's brilliant. And what I really loved as well was the love from the crowd for the music. I think I've kind of missed that since, you know, when Bionic was in its element. You know, I kind of felt that, and since that went, we've kind of been slowly but surely trying to build things up with HDUK. And to see that many people having that much passion and love for the music was just brilliant, you know, really, really good.
I noticed as well, like, I don't know if this is just a European thing in general, but I noticed like we're really there for the music, like the drugs weren't as prominent as like some UK stuff that I've been to. I don't know if that's just like whether it was just that event or a European thing, but I don't know. I just noticed like it's a different vibe, and it wasn't any better or any worse than like UK raves. They're awesome, but it was just different. I just got a completely different kind of vibe from it, and it was just decent, really.
Yeah, I think it's the crowd's a lot older out there as well. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I think the crowd's a lot older. You don't get many people under 20, I don't think, really. You know, there is a higher age there. You know, whether that's got anything to do with the atmosphere, I don't know, but it's, you know, that's one thing I noticed as well. And he's back.
He's back.
Yo, guys, can you hear me?
How was your stroke?
Hang on. I got audio problems. One sec. Fucking hell.
Oh, he's gone again.
Oh.
Fantastic. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Hard Island, brilliant. If you haven't been, guys, then you know, I know it didn't happen this year, and it wasn't gonna happen, I don't think, this year anyway. It was kind of up and down, and then COVID stuck a span in the works.
Yeah, I noticed there was some issue with that, wasn't there, like the brand or something?
Yeah, I don't quite know what was going on. And then Q Dance were going to do a similar thing, and of course that
vacation.
Vacation. So that was very, very strange. So anyway, that's good. Okay, well, looking at the things that we wanted to go through, one thing I forgot to mention when we done the podcast interview, to be honest, was the Hardcore Heaven album that you done.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I'm glad it kept going for you. I thought I'd cut everyone off. So idea.
I was I couldn't access the comments on or anything like that, but we were just chatting about Hard Island. We had a good chat about that, and we were just moving on then to the Hardcore Heaven album. So tell us what happened there, Jack, because that must have been, you must have been buzzing off that. Yeah,
I mean, that was definitely like a career highlight for me. I mean, who doesn't want to mix a compilation? Do you know what I mean? The franchise on the music side of it is pretty much ran by Hardcore Underground, you know, Fracas and Darwin. And I've sort of had conversations with them, you know, a few times around doing something with them. And then they approached myself and Max Wolf, and they said, did we want to do it as a joint disc and do Hardcore Heaven in Los Angeles as well? I was just like, wow. I mean, that's, you know, yeah, that's decent. So we set out to do that, and I mean, they're great to work with. I work really well with Andre on everything as well, so it's great to do that with him. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird doing a compilation because I've never done one before. So when it actually came to it, you got 80 minutes. You get sent so many tunes. You've got to really, you know, we had to really kind of narrow stuff down, and we had folders of stuff we were going to put in and didn't, and then we had which we didn't foresee was like the stuff that's you know, from other labels, the licensing issues, and we'd done tracks that then we couldn't get licensed, and we were like, oh man, like we did a remix of Clearview Never Too Late, and we couldn't get it because all around the world they'd been sold, and it was just a nightmare. And they waited like a couple of weeks, but obviously they had the album side, they had deadlines, and they wanted to get out, so we ended up having to like swap tracks in and out and just change a few things here and there. So the whole process was, I'll be honest, quite stressful because I didn't really foresee some of those issues. But when you know, once it was all done and we saw the disc and it came through the post, and yeah, I mean, it was worth it. Do you know what I mean? It was amazing. So from that side of it, it was thoroughly worth it. And it's kind of a bit of a like dying trend now. Obviously CD is on its way out, but also kind of you don't really see many mixed compilations now. Like I think I missed that a bit. Everything's kind of like Spotify playlists, and it's just curated by whoever. No actual mixes. And when me and Max put it together, we spent a lot of time thinking around what tracks were going where, the change in the BPMs, because it didn't go sort of 160, 165, 170. We did change it around here and there as well, just to keep just give it a completely different vibe. And we got a lot of positivity. We were expecting, because we had some stuff at 160, we were expecting probably a bit more like abuse than we got. We did get people who out and out hated it, but that's just kind of what it's going to be like. But at the same time, everybody knows what we do, and we wanted to showcase kind of that modern sound on our disc, and not kind of be too worried about the BPM. Didn't really bother us. It wasn't something that particularly phased us when we were like, we didn't think, we can't put that in because it's 165 or 160. We put the track in because we liked the track, basically.
Definitely. All right, we got a question from Mark there. Ask Jack what collab he's looking forward to the most, and why is the answer serotonin?
Nice one. Mate, like I said, I'm totally down for that collab. And as soon as you said doing something kind of like 180, 185 BPM, I think it was, I was like, I'm up for that, because I haven't actually done anything faster than 175. I don't think I've never finished anything faster anyway. So all about doing something different.
Definitely.
The producer, that must be great to have, to be able to do the 150 to the 170 or to the 185. It's just keeping it nice and varied for you,
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it makes me wonder now. I spent so much time just doing kind of 170, 175 stuff. It's I just not that bothered anymore. I think part of it might be confidence as well. Like I feel a bit more confident in the tracks I'm making, whereas a few years ago it was probably, I was still kind of maybe like applying my trade a little bit more, like learning a lot of stuff. So
definitely. Well, we got some love for the shock attach instead of abuse for a change.
Good. See, suits me. I'll have to tell Racy I'll keep it.
Yeah, if she's listening, she can jump in and comment, I think. All right, this is great for Avis teachers more successful back in the day-to-day. Yeah, definitely. That's the whole point of these shows, of being able to stick our guests in front of you guys and let you ask the questions you want to ask. I mean, if I think back to when I was first into all this, and I'm sure you're the same, Dale. If we had this opportunity to ask sort of the people we were into questions, that would have been that would be incredible.
Old school. If I could have a chat in a chat room like this with Slipmatt or LSD or any of the big guys I was into, I'd be so chuffed.
That would be amazing, definitely. I totally agree with you there, John. Max is smashing it. I think this is another thing that we've loved about the sort of podcast, and just to be honest, not even our podcast. I just think in general, like if we go back to sort of the Helter Skelter days when me, Dale and Gary were sort of kind of breaking into that scene. The hardcore scene was so closed off, and I remember where we were chatting to people sort of back then, and everyone was saying, like, literally, there's you guys, there's Billy Bunter, and other than you, Pear, no one has broke into this scene for like 10 years. It was so closed off, and like it was just the same names all the time, and that was it. And the thing I'm loving about the hardcore scene, especially now, is there's so much place for other people, for new artists. It's not dominated by just the same names you've been seeing for all these years. There's names coming through, and I think that's fantastic.
It's very healthy, isn't it, for the scene going forward?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you're trying to block things off, and I think, to be honest, I think that was one really cool thing when the hardstyle scene first sort of came into the UK. It was just a breath of fresh air. It was like new names, because previous to that, it was either Happy Hardcore or Hard House, and it was for Hard House, he was like your Ann Savage, your BK, your Lisa Lashes, the Tidy Boys. You know, hardcore, they were just the same old hardcore names. And I think all of a sudden Hardstyle comes along, throws and Hard Trance as well, throws all these new names into the kind of works, and everyone was just dying to get a piece of it because it was something different. And then I think, you know, shortly after that, Hard House and Hardcore both started to go, hang on a minute, we can't just keep, you know, reprocessing the same sort of names. We have to like bring some new talent in. And for me, that's where it all gets exciting, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
With Max Wolf being on the screen there, you know, I think you and Jack, your mindsets are very, very similar, which is why you've obviously done the album together as well. So how did you guys meet? How did that happen?
Right, well, it was around 2015, and he just put a track out on Future World where I was releasing with, which was Mark Breeze's label. Never heard of the guy ever, didn't have it on Facebook or anything, and this track popped out. I can't remember the name now. I'll probably remember it in a minute. And I mean, the melody was really good. I remembered that, and obviously, you know, he is known now for writing good, killer kind of top line leads. And it was a few months later, we were thrown on a back-to-back for HDID. It was the first main room HDID gig he'd had, and two lads called Mizzle and Wilson as well. We were back to back, and we had to create an anthem for it as well. So we were just thrown in to this situation when we had to create a track and do a back-to-back, and that was the first time I'd met Max. And yeah, just got on with him really well from there. And the following year, we played back-to-back HDID in the Sun, it was in Magaluf, and just kind of struck a good friendship as well. You know, he's a good friend now, and so we find it just really easy to work on stuff. You know, we did the album. We did a track called City of Angels as well, which we actually managed to get in the studio for that, because it was before we went to LA. But most of the stuff we just kind of, like, for instance, like with a remix or something, we just both throw an idea in, then we check them out on Dropbox, and we just pick bits of what we want and kind of just throw it together. And it's a bit of a nightmare because I'm on Ableton, he's on FL. It was easier when we were both on FL Studio, but I've moved, so I've kind of messed things up a bit. But yeah, it's just easy to work with him on stuff, really. You know, we kind of just bounce off each other, even though we're literally never in the studio with each other. It's a really weird situation, because I prefer, well, both our preference would be to work together, you know, in the studio, but with this year, it's just not been possible to do that. So we've had to just kind of find a way of working over the internet, and that included mixing the album as well. Like all the transitions, we were pinging WhatsApp notes for videos back and forward, and it's just like it sounds mad, and it definitely made things a lot long. You know, the process made it a lot more painful. But yeah, we found a kind of good way of working now. So
yeah, definitely. I'm the same. I'm not a fan of collabs unless you can actually be in a room together. And I don't know. I've just found every collab I've done where we send bits back and forth, because you're not there to kind of, you know, like, you know, when there's two of you there in the room, if someone comes up with an idea that maybe you're not really feeling, you can just say straight away, look, it's, you know, no, that's not the direction we should go in. And then you don't waste time heading off in a certain direction. But when you're doing stuff online and sending bits back and forth, someone could spend 4 or 5 hours going off in a particular direction, and then they send it to you and you're like, shit, you know, I didn't really want to do that. And then, you know, if you kind of go, okay, let's run with that, the next thing you know, you can be off in a direction you don't really like. So yeah, I do prefer working, you know, in a room with people. But like you said, this year's kind of forced our hand a little bit.
Yeah.
I've just done something with Jamie, which was the first one we've done where we actually weren't together. And I actually said no at first, and maybe we'll talk a bit about this now because this links us all together. But yeah, I said no at first. I said, nope, I don't want to do any more online collabs because none of them have gone as well as like the, you know, being in a room stuff. But I kind of give Jamie the benefit of the doubt because we've worked so well together in the past, and we just clicked with it again like we always have done. So yeah, it ended up sounding rather special. So do we want to mention that? Should we give everyone the
exclusive? Yes, do it.
So yeah, so basically, would you want to tell everyone? You can tell them about the you know, the whole project then.
Yeah, so Max Wolf and I have done a track called "Don't Want to Fall" with a really great vocalist from America called Angel Lane. It's on the Hardcore album, like mix, but we haven't put it out yet as full kind of extended track. So we wanted to do some remixes. So we've got like hardstyle remix from Callie and J Tracks, which we got sent a couple of weeks ago, and it's awesome. Like, it's exactly what we were after when we asked you guys as well. So yes, it's a great remix. And then we've got a lad called Ollie P from Vietnam. I don't know if some of you might not be aware of him, but he's just an insanely good producer, and he's done one more of the like kind of crossover, like 160 sort of style things. Then we've got ours, which is the original kind of typical UK hardcore one. So yeah, looking to get that out hopefully January next year, maybe February. I don't actually know yet. We're waiting for a possible music video. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a really good release though. So buzzing to have you guys on that.
Yeah, brilliant. No, it's been really good, and yeah, I can't wait, because when I first heard it, like, I loved the track, and if when I absolutely love a track and then you get asked to remix it, I'm always like, that's a tough one, because I always feel like if someone's nailed it, do you really want to go there? But I think the cool thing is, because you just went for that typical hardcore vibe, and we've just done basically the complete opposite, taking it in a different direction. I think both of them work. But the getting thing for me is, I think if I was playing the set, I really wouldn't know which one to play.
Yeah.
I'd probably be tempted to play them both and just go from one to the other.
Yeah.
One in the first half hour and the other one in the second half hour.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing is, like, we, because we haven't had gigs, I don't think I've even listened to either version since we finished it a couple of weeks ago. So I can't, and part of me doesn't want to. I'm going to wait and then, have another listen to it and kind of indulge in it. But I'm excited. We were both really happy with how it turned out. Your mix is just amazing. So yeah, I'm excited to get that out there, definitely.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have a date soon for that.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, one for Jack. What about a 250 BPM collab?
250 BPM. I don't know about that. I'll tell you what, send me an idea and then let's go. Let's see how it goes. I'm never going to say no, to be fair. I'm never going to say no to any BPM, but 250, I can't get a vibe off that at the moment. But send me something.
Yeah, I can't even picture that. Oh no,
Is usually, he's usually what, 200, is he?
200's a
nice
round number, I reckon, to top things off at.
It's a compromise,
Yeah, definitely. Yo, Bridgie, if you missed any of it, you can go back and watch. Once we finish the whole replay will go up, so you can watch that. So how come you've not made a track about Marmite? Yeah, what's it with you and Marmite? I've seen a couple of posts as well.
It's just a long running joke, really. Like, my family get me loads of Marmite stuff for Christmas. It's I love it. It's because I have it all the time. I have it every morning. I have done since I
was going to ask, do you love it or hate it? You love it?
I definitely love it. Yeah, it's no hate from me at all. I've loved it. I've eaten it I've loved it since about 5 years old. So yeah, it's been a big part of my life, let's say.
Yeah, go on.
What do you have it on? Like, I have it on toast, and
yeah,
pretty sure.
Toast.
Yeah.
I put it in pasta. That's good, cheese and pasta.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be fair, most of the time I have it on toast or crumpets or something like that. Yeah, or eat it straight off the table.
I think it was a cottage pie with Marmite in it, and that was really, really nice.
Good in gravy as well, actually.
Can you make a drink with it? Like, with Bovril, you can make like a hot drink with it. Yeah,
I mean, I drink gravy sometimes, which sounds just daft, doesn't it? And I put a bit of Marmite in that and stir it in. That's good. It's good on roast potatoes as well if you're doing a roast. So
when you say you drink gravy, do you mean like after the Sunday lunch, or do you go to the kitchen, boil the kettle, and make a cup of gravy?
No. Yeah, so I don't just make gravy for the sake of it. But I'll have, if there's any left over, or when I'm doing it, I'll just have a little, like a little mug of gravy and just
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, cool. Jack, top 5 producers at the moment.
Well, that's a good question, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, Darren Styles is up there as a, you know, obviously. Stonebank as well. I listened to one of his sets the other day. I was just like, just so good. Metric, who's a drum and bass producer. Subfocus as well, drum and bass. That's 4. Fifth one. Oh, that's a tough one, you know. I'd probably have to go for one of the sort of like the super producers in hardstyle, like a Headhunters or something, just for the like the cleanness of the sounds, you know.
Yeah, Headhunters has got that nailed. I mean, yeah, I just, well, every time I listen to one of his tracks, I can't imagine a better mix of it. It's just,
yeah, he tends to be he's sort of the trendsetter a little bit as well, isn't he? Like he's kind of like similar to kind of Darren Styles. There are certain people who just set a trend in a genre, and when they do something, people just kind of gravitate towards it. So I think there's a lot to be said for anybody that's got that kind of, you know, that can do that.
Yeah, definitely in any genre. Okay, so if you could collab with anyone from any genre, what producer would you like to work with, and who's doing it if you're currently unseen? Well, I guess you just kind of half answered that. But who would you collab with if you could collab with anyone from any genre?
It would probably be Subfocus, to be fair, from drum and bass. I just, you know, I've loved all his stuff. The album he put out this year with Wilkinson was like, you know, one of the best albums I've ever heard. I just love everything he does. And he's really into like all the like modular synthesis and all the big kind of like synths and stuff like that. So just be cool to go in there, just learn from him, and, you know, do some stuff like that, really. But yeah, Subfocus.
Yeah, good shout. And
what was the other part of the question? Was who's doing it for me at the moment? Was that the other part?
Yeah, who's doing it for you at the moment?
So yeah, I mean, Ollie P, as I mentioned earlier, I just really rate his stuff. He sort of doesn't get enough appreciation, really. He's got some stuff out on 170. He's done a remix for Hixie and an original track, and he's obviously done a remix for Max Wolf and I as well. You know, he's really good. There's a lad from Sweden who's just kind of got some stuff on the 170 label as well, called Quick Drop. He's sort of just not really come out of nowhere. He's come from like the kind of the hands up scene, the more European kind of dance scene, and you know, his hardcore stuff is just really good. He's a great producer, so he's doing just excited to see kind of, you know, what he's got, what he comes out with. I think you guys featured something of his, actually, didn't you?
This month.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, last month was the Rojo remix that he done, and this month was that really disco sounding tune that we love.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Really different, and it was really just really nice to listen to, and big smiles on your face, you know. Really good stuff.
Well, we both said that was probably our favorite track of the show this month. It was so different.
Yeah, they're the two people off my head that have, you know, that just off the top of my head that just kind of, you know, come to mind. But that's the guys who I'm looking out for.
Yeah, cool. Okay, what we got from John? If you're looking for something new to do, go for a Frenchcore track. That's what my first release is going to be from the track show. Right, it's pass on. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, we touched on that with a track that me and Jamie did, Hypnotherapy, where we had like a little sort of Frenchcore breakdown where we went up to 200 BPM. That was the first time, and it just came from like a crazy idea. It was like a joke we made in the studio, and then the next thing we were like, should we? And then we just did it. And then funny enough, the guys from Seratones, they got in touch and said, look, you know, you guys need to do a 200 BPM full version of it. And I don't know, I mean, for me, I think we packed everything we could into just this one drop, which I think was really cool. So I don't know about a full track, but, you know, never say never. Have you done any Frenchcore stuff, Jack, or would you?
I would, yeah. I mean, I like it because it's quite the kick and bass is quite similar to kind of like UK hardcore stuff. It's just faster, isn't it? It's got that kind of feel to it. It's not like I mean, I think Max Wolf finished his set at Westfest with it a couple of years ago, and I mean, it looked like it was going off, you know, like it was. Yeah, I thought, okay, fair enough. That's actually worked better than I was expecting it to. But yeah, it's something I'd probably, when I got the time, I'd, you know, like to experiment with for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We really enjoyed, even though it was just one kind of drop, we really enjoyed it. And I think as far as that track went, what we did just worked. It was I don't know if I'd want to turn that into a 200 BPM track. I think we did it. If I was going to do it, I would want to do it from scratch, and yeah, just base it around an idea from scratch and do something different. But yeah, I'd kind of be up for Frenchcore. I do like it when we've gone out to Hard Island and listened to people like Dr. Peacock and some of the Frenchcore guys. Like, some of the stuff is really cool. Yeah. And like you said, just like fast, UK hardcore reverse bass type of stuff.
That offbeat, like energy kind of feel to it, hasn't it? Yeah.
Definitely. Hey, Sean, how's it going? Sean's another one who joins us almost every episode, doesn't he?
Yes, indeed, Mr. Odyssey.
Yeah, always there. I think 200 BPM ruins the track. Oh, thanks for that. Well, in the track we did, it was probably like about maybe 1.5 minutes of like a 5-minute track. So hopefully you enjoy the rest. But I think it can be quite fun,
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Again, it's going back to what we said about being different and versatile and having different speeds and styles with a set.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's great.
Yeah, and I think in every genre there's like good examples and bad examples. So you could listen to a whole Frenchcore set and think, oh no, most of that's rubbish, and maybe you just haven't spotted those couple of gems that are really, really cool. So yeah, interesting. Best Marmite innovation. What's that like? I guess best innovative use of it.
Yeah, the best. I think the best thing I've tried from them is the Marmite cream cheese. To be fair, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Wow. That actually don't sound too bad.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
The Marmite peanut butter.
Yeah, I've got. Yeah, that's good as well. Yeah, big fan of that.
I'm talking to a pro now. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't like peanut butter until I tried the Marmite peanut butter. Now I buy peanut butter on its own as well. So it made me actually like peanut butter.
Brilliant.
All right, so Jack, this question came up on the last episode. I hope this doesn't become a regular. So yeah, penises for a finger or a finger for a penis?
Oh, you fucker.
It's hard, isn't it?
How can you even answer that?
Yeah, I know.
Neither, really, to be honest with you. But I'd like a working penis. So there's your answer.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I don't think you need to elaborate on that.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Who's better at drinking, Wayne Clarkey or Andrew Steele?
Well, Clarkey's a lightweight, so it'd be Andrew Steele.
Cool. What we got? Any update on the track with Alex? Unfortunately not. But it's still there. We're still going to do it. Just been so busy. I've been working on something which I was gonna mention sort of towards. I tell you, I may as well mention it now. So basically, as like a lot of we've recently started the HDUK label. So there's me, J-Trax, Eddie T, and MKN, all being a part of that, all working on it together. And we wanted to work on something sort of for Christmas. So we've been working on a like a producer bundle. So it's going to be called HDUK Elements Volume 1. And in that, there's going to be a pack from each of us. So in each pack, there's going to be a sample pack, a preset pack for Silent, and there's going to be a lead template in each pack from each one of us. So I think the one from me and MKN is going to be a Cubase template, and then from Jamie and Ed, you've got a FL Studio template. Yeah, that's gonna be released tomorrow, so you got a nice exclusive day early announcement on that. We're also going to be doing a deal as well, so there's a pack from each of us. If you buy the whole bundle, then you pay for 3 packs, you get the one pack free. And we're also going to chuck an extra little surprise in there, so if you do buy the whole bundle and you want the whole bundle, then there's going to be an extra little bonus bundle in there from me and J-Trax, because we've done 4 collabs now together. We've basically ripped those 4 tracks apart and we put little pieces from all those tracks in in that extra little bonus bundle. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Full promo starting tomorrow, artwork going up and everything. And yeah, you'll be able to get your hands on it from tomorrow. So yeah, so that's why I've been too busy to get started on the track with Alex. But like you said, both of us really want to do it. It's just finding that time. Hopefully January is always a quieter time of year, so maybe we'll get something started in January. So yeah, nice one for asking that. Easy Vibe doing it for me at the moment, keeping happy, bouncy piano magic. I thought that's a name I don't know. Is that familiar to you, Jack?
Yeah, he's putting stuff out on 24/7, Alstom's label.
Oh, right.
That label's very much you know, kept the kind of like traditional mid 2000s sort of, or that kind of like piano vibe, you know, that kind of like happier side of the genre.
Yeah, cool. All right. You can't 200 BPM anything. ABBA. Yeah, have you heard the Raw Frames ABBA edit or bootleg? Have you heard that?
Find me your tunes over. Send them all over. I'm intrigued to hear some bits, especially 200 BPM ABBA remix.
Yeah, it worked. It was really good. Really good.
Was it on this show or the last one?
The last one, yeah, last one.
That's
on episode 11, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing really well, though, isn't he? You know, he's doing really well. We could do Frenchcore on the collab if you like. Ah, there we go. That sounds cool. Lloyd Tower, that's understandable. I think we're on the last few questions here. So to all three of you, would you rather fight a duck the size of a horse or 100 horses the size of ducks?
I'd rather fight
100 horses the size of ducks.
Yeah, same for me. Just kick them all away, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be easier to just kick them.
Yeah.
Just kick them as they come at you.
Definitely. Will yourself and Jakka do a collab in future? Well, I know you said a minute ago you missed the first part of the show, so you must have missed what we mentioned. But although saying that, no, actually, that's not even a collab. So, all right, wait there. This is interesting. We can come back to this now. So, if you missed the first part of the show, then Jack mentioned that basically him and Max Wolf have just done an awesome original track with this really cool vocal, and we've just done a remix for them. But yeah, how about a collab, Jack?
I'm down for it for sure. Yeah. When things you know, get opened up again and we can go in the studio, then yeah. I think that would be good. Definitely.
Right, guys. Yeah, you heard it here first. So
exclusive.
Exclusive. Yeah, I think that's about the third exclusives on the show, so that's really cool. Definitely going to be sending over some demos. Yeah, do that. Where do we send songs for HDUK? Yeah, cool. Okay, so anyone who wants to send us demos, yeah, whether it's demos for the label or to play on the podcast, please send to info@wearehduk.com. So that's HDUK.com. So yeah, fire over your stuff. But yeah, we've definitely spotted a few of your posts recently, and yeah, you've been posting some really cool stuff. So
yeah, I was going to say, has done some really, really cool stuff. The Scooter remix is definitely something I play out when I can play out again.
Yeah, definitely, and also smashing it on social media. Seeing your name about loads. So yeah, keep us updated, definitely. Send you a clip of my Frenchcore track. Yeah, fire it over, mate. Fire it over. All right, coming to the end of this. All right, cool. So should we end on our little quick fire questions for Jack, Dill?
Yeah, we can do. Yeah.
All right, cool. Jakka-B cannot drink. Is that true?
That's a lie. I'm sorry.
I believe Jack, as soon as he's a Marmite eater. So, all right, cool. So quick fire round. So we just give you quick couple of quick questions just for a bit of fun. All Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Burger King or McDonald's?
McDonald's.
Okay. UK hardcore or hardstyle?
UK hardcore. Sorry, guys.
150 or 160?
160.
Okay, nice. Christmas Day or New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve.
Eggs, fried or poached?
Poached.
Cool. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl. definitely.
What annoys you the most?
Oh, fuck. Do you know what annoys me the most when I'm trying to produce music and there is noise from around, like builders or someone fixing something or a lawnmower? That's
and he didn't have to think about that. So yeah. All right, cool. Favorite hobby outside of music?
I like, it's a random one, but I like playing the stock markets. That's probably like my hobby. Yeah, just do that like quite often as well. Bit of a random one, I know.
Yeah, that's a cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's cool. All right, go on, Dale.
Toast, triangles or rectangles?
Rectangles. Yeah, there's only one way to cut toast.
Okay, cool. Strangest thing you've ever eaten?
I think it was probably a snail when I went on a trip to France. No, it wasn't. It was a frog's leg, actually. That was.
God. Was it nice?
It was all right. It's a bit like chicken, but that's probably. I actually chickened out of doing the snail. I remember I didn't actually do that. It was the frog's leg. Yeah, didn't have the guts of the snail, but the frog's leg was definitely one of the weirder things I've eaten.
Yeah, I think I'd be the same as you there, definitely.
Yeah, snails, they just taste of the garlic and the butter that they cooked in. You know?
Yeah, just don't know. There's something like
pulling it out of the shell and everything.
No
way. I'll eat anything, but not that. No.
Yeah.
Jack, favorite movie quote?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, fuck. Houston, we have a problem. I'm only saying that because it was on TV before I came up, and I had him say it. I can't actually think of any at the moment.
All right, that's cool. Okay, name one weird quirk of yours.
That's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh well, I like Marmite. I eat a lot of Marmite, I suppose.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. Any more Dale, or is that it?
Describe yourself in 3 words. That's my last one.
Annoying, tired, and very tired. That's.
All right, cool. Well, that sounds like a hint to end the show. So
no, that wasn't, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. 1 sec. I'm just seeing if we've got any more comments here. 1 sec. Do you accept UK hardcore tunes? I've only just joined the chat. All right, Danny. So make sure you watch the replay. Yeah, we accept. We had a recent discussion about this. And I know most people know HDUK for sort of being more sort of hard style. So we were thinking, do we accept other genres for the label? And yeah, we all decided, you know what, if it's a good tune, it's a good tune. So feel free to send anything over. It's all about quality. So standards got to be really high. But yeah, send it over and we'll take a listen, definitely. Okay, I think we're coming to the end, guys. So if you've got anything you want to say, now is the time to say it. Favorite football team, Jack?
I'm an Arsenal fan, which I'm not even gonna look at the score today, but yeah.
Cool. Why am I coming up as hidden? Well, basically there's a link in the post above this video, and you have to click that and just give the app permission to display your name. So if you do that next time, your name will come up every time you comment. Wayne Clark, you need to click the stream. There we go. Yeah, so that's who it is. All right, Wayne. Small is nice, like beef.
Yeah,
okay. I had the frog's penis before. It was all right, but every time of course, got some great tracks. Yeah, what I've heard is really cool. So yeah, definitely keen to hear the latest stuff he's been working on. That's Clark asking why he's hidden. Right, guys. So this is a good one. This is a very good one to end on. Jack, have you got any sample packs out?
Yeah, I've got sample pack. I've got a serum pack, silence pack. I've got templates for Ableton and FL Studio. So yeah, if you can't find them, just drop me a message, or I'll find your name and drop you the link over if you want.
Excellent. All right, guys, that was a great one to end on. So thanks to everyone who's joined us. As always, thanks to Jack for being a guest on our podcast and also being part of the show.
Cheers, guys. I really appreciate that. It was good fun.
Yeah. Any last words, Jack? Anything you want to tell everyone?
Just thank you for jumping on and showing support on this. Really, yeah, big up, guys.
Brilliant, guys. All right, Jack, you hold there for 2 minutes because when we end this, we'll just have a quick word backstage.
Yeah, of course, mate.
And yeah, guys, thanks to everyone for joining us, and we hope to see you soon on the next one.
Yeah, and before you all go, check out the all the writing that's going on the bottom of the screen, guys. We're on Ko-fi.com, so if you want to show any sort of level of support there, and buy us a cuppa to keep us going, that'd be great. And there's some brand new HDUK merchandise out as well, some new lines, new design, and there's 2 other new designs coming as well, ready for Christmas. So all the links are in the bottom of the page there, and go check them out.
Yeah, brilliant, guys. We'll see you very soon.
Night, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.